The Concord ships remained, dark silhouettes above Mars, silent watchers above Titan, guardians or wardens. No judgment had yet been passed, but humanity lived beneath their shadow. In Titan's domes, the settlers tried to return to life. Children studied under flickering lamps. Engineers patched oxygen filters with hands rough from frost. But fear lingered in every breath. Not fear of storms, not fear of collapse, fear of the silence above. Elara Myles carried that silence like a stone in her chest. Her words had spread. Her defiance had become legend. But unity? It was slipping away. She stood alone in the observation deck, Saturn's pale rings stretched across the horizon. How long, she whispered, before they decide? But the stars gave no answer. Then came the signal. Not from Earth, not from Mars, not from Titan, but from the stars beyond. A Concord colony settled near a volatile star was in danger. A flare unlike any recorded threatened to scorch orbital habitats, destroy crops, and blind sensors. Thousands of lives, alien lives, hung in the balance. The Concord prepared evacuation, but their process was slow, methodical, bureaucratic. Ships held back, unwilling to enter the danger zone. Too great a risk, they said. Too costly. Elara's fists clenched as she listened to the broadcasts. Aliens begging for aid. Children screaming in languages no human tongue could shape. And the Concord waiting. She turned to Kiran, her voice trembling with fury. They could save them. But they won't. Kiran shook his head. Not won't, can't. They're bound by their laws. But we're not. Across Mars, whispers turned to fire. Radicals who once carved Elara's words into steel now carved them into their actions. We have ships, they declared. Mining rigs. Cargo haulers. Not warships, but fast enough. Strong enough. We can reach them. On the belt, miners raised their voices too. We've braved the void with less. Let the galaxy see what courage is. Elara stood before Titan's settlers, her voice raw. If we intervene, we prove our courage. If we remain silent, we prove their judgment true. A medic cried out, desperate. And if we fail, if we burn in their star, then we prove we're reckless. And they'll call us mad. Elara lowered her gaze. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Sometimes survival requires madness, and so the ships launched. Not fleets of war, but patched miners, reinforced cargo freighters, jury-rigged rigs with shields cobbled from scrap. They left Mars, they left the belt. They left Titan. Elara coordinated from her console, Titan screens glowing against her weary eyes. She guided trajectories, translated alien broadcasts, stitched human ingenuity to alien data. The first ships breached the flare zone. Heat alarms screamed. Radiation scorched hulls. Pilots coughed blood into helmets. But still they pressed on. Cargo bays burst open. Alien families, their skin glowing faint under emergency lamps, were dragged aboard human ships. Voices clashed, human, alien, desperate, frightened, alive. Some ships never returned. One miner's freighter burned, swallowed whole by light. Another spun into silence, its crew lost to the void. But most endured. Enough endured. Elara's hands shook as she whispered into the coms. Hold on. Just a little longer. Just a little longer. And when the flare struck, when fire consumed the orbitals and ash filled the skies, humanity was still there. Their ships, battered and broken, carried thousands to safety. In the aftermath, the void was quiet, too quiet. Alien survivors stared at their human rescuers with wide, unblinking eyes. Some wept, some reached out trembling hands. Some whispered words humans could not understand, but understood all the same. And across the colonies, transmissions roared. Mars cheered. The belt sang. Even on Earth, where fear was strongest, people whispered with awe. They saved them. Our people saved them. But the Concord was divided. Some raged, see? Reckless, chaotic. They risked death and spread their madness across the stars. Others, softer, reluctant, yes, reckless. But when we hesitated, they acted. When we would not risk ourselves, they risked all. And lives were saved. Elara stood on Titan, her body weak with exhaustion, her heart burning with something she had not felt in years. Hope, real hope. She raised her voice, sending it across the combs to every world, every ear that would listen. We are reckless. We are chaotic. But when the galaxy needed us, we did not look away. The judgment of humanity was no longer only in their defiance. It was in their fire. It was in their refusal to stand by while others suffered. And as alien voices spoke human names in gratitude, as Concord delegates argued in secret halls, as the watchers above Titan fell into silence, something shifted. The test of fire had come, and humanity endured.